Imagine standing in a crowded theatre, the lights dim, and a single spotlight illuminates the stage. A man steps forward, not with the polished demeanor of a philosopher or the gravitas of a sage, but with the swagger of a stand-up comedian. George Carlin takes the microphone and with a smirk delivers a truth bomb. Think about how stupid the average person is and then realize half of them are stupider than that. The room erupts in laughter, but behind the chuckles lies an uncomfortable truth. Carlin wasn't just a comedian, he was a philosopher disguised as a provocateur, dissecting the absurdities of human existence with surgical precision. His philosophy wasn't confined to academia or lofty books, it was raw, unfiltered, and brutally honest. But what exactly was Carlin saying about us, about society, and about life itself? George Carlin's comedy wasn't about telling jokes, it was about holding up a mirror to society. He had an uncanny ability to distill complex truths into bite-sized observations, blending humor with biting social critique. Carlin's philosophy can be broken into three key pillars. Carlin often dissected how language shapes our reality. Take his famous routine on euphemisms. We've added so many syllables to simple things. Shell shock became battle fatigue, which became operational exhaustion, which became post-traumatic stress disorder. It's like washing the reality off words. Through humor, he highlighted how language is manipulated to sanitize uncomfortable truths, forcing us to question the very tools we use to communicate. Carlin famously distrusted institutions, be it religion, government, or corporate America. He warned against blind allegiance, saying, "The reason they call it the American dream is because you have to be asleep to believe it." Carlin exposed the mechanisms of control, urging individuals to think critically and reclaim their autonomy. His disdain wasn't rooted in nihilism, but in a belief that people deserved better than what these systems offered. At his core, Carlin was fascinated by humanity's contradictions, our brilliance and stupidity, kindness and cruelty. He once joked, "We're capable of sending rockets to the moon, but we still kill each other over who has the better invisible friend." Beneath the humor was a profound commentary on the human condition, how our potential for greatness is undermined by our inability to confront our flaws. Carlin's legacy as a modern, cynic sage. What makes Carlin's philosophy enduring is its accessibility. Unlike traditional philosophers, he didn't demand intellectual rigor, he demanded attention. His observations cut through the noise, forcing us to confront our own complicity in the absurdities he mocked. In many ways, Carlin embodied the cynic sage archetype. Like Diogenes, who challenged societal norms with biting wit, Carlin used comedy to question everything we take for granted. His cynicism wasn't an end, it was a means to provoke critical thought. But Carlin's legacy goes deeper. His critiques invite us to ask larger questions. Why do we cling to illusions of security and meaning? How do we navigate a world that often seems chaotic and contradictory? Can humor be a pathway to enlightenment? Laughing at the abyss. Carlin once said, "I think it's the duty of the comedian to find out where the line is drawn and cross it deliberately." In doing so, he became more than a comedian. He became a philosopher for the everyman, offering a roadmap to navigate life's absurdities. He taught us that laughter isn't just a release, it's a rebellion, a way to confront the chaos with a smirk and a shrug. As you leave this video, consider Carlin's challenge. Don't just laugh at the joke. Think about why it's funny, because somewhere in that laughter lies a truth we might otherwise ignore.
There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who